50 Secrets in Fortnite Chapter 7. Classified Canyon is essentially Area 51, and if you head into the lab, you can keep going further and further underground until you reach this giant bunker door. Inside, you'll get a legendary arc lightning gun and a secret UFO from Chapter 2. There's an invisible wall blocking you from going near it, but look close enough and you'll spot a banana as the test pilot. Let's head over to my favorite POI in the whole game, and that's Wonkyland. They finally added a theme park after all these years and have officially made it the best drop spot. Because if you head to this small shooting gallery, you'll get 30 seconds to hit the right targets. Once time is up, you'll be given a guaranteed legendary weapon, a wingsuit, and a self-revive, and the craziest part is you could do it 3 times in a row. It doesn't matter how many targets you miss, it still gives the loot. It's insane. Also, some words of wisdom: when the grass tells you to not step on it, you seriously shouldn't step on it.
Yes! I am invincible!
If you end up surfing to the other side of the map, head to this mega ramp in the desert instead. It's part of a movie set, but you can actually play the role of stuntman for them, and the secret reward is amazing. Over in Riptides, there's another secret way to interact with Chapter 7. The whole point of this place is being a muscle beach, so it's no surprise you can find an area that lets you deadlift a ton of weights. I'ma tell you, it takes forever to do this, but once you finally show off your strength, you'll earn 1,000 gold and some rare items. Now, most people are aware of the giant blast doors and hangars over at Area 51, but they are super slow. The best ones are at garages and gas stations, or these doors and tunnels, because they close instantly. And guess what? You can use it to your advantage when you realize they're literally an insta-kill. One of the funniest secrets in the whole season has to be the hidden celebrity cameos. Across all of Painted Palms, where the film studio is shooting a movie, you can find trailers belonging to the cast, except their names are way too familiar. For example, there is Bomb Dolan, or should I say Tom Holland, and inside his trailer you'll find a bunch of OG Fortnite moments from over the years. Then we have Jodie Foster, aka Jodie Foster, and Curse Splat, a pretty funny way of saying Chris Pratt. And in this trailer, you can actually find Peely getting interviewed for a documentary. My personal favorites are next to each other, where you can find Lion Reynolds and Don Bruce's neighbors. As you can imagine, Tom Cruise has a bunch of gym equipment in his room, while Ryan Reynolds has a bed and a smart TV. Now, some people love the fact that we don't have a battle bus right now, but others find it so annoying they can't go to their favorite drop spot or get far away from other players. Well, actually, you can go further than everyone else. If you turn around and ride the wave, it gives you a little jump. But time this so you hit a jump when the clock hits 0 and you'll go insanely high.
Yeah, boy.
And if you are impressed by the 0-hour event and love the fact that the storyline is finally back to normal, you gotta check out the Crash Meteor at Area 51. That's right, it's the very same one used by the 7. Even the pod can be found here, and right next to it is an audio log from the Order. So I can't wait to explore all of this in our upcoming storyline video. As usual, you'll have to talk with more NPCs to understand it in depth, but speak to the bride and she's just looking for Bill. She doesn't sell any items, only an ammo restock, but if you attack her, she'll come after you with her sword. Here's the best part. Unlike most NPCs on her death, she'll actually drop it, giving you a free Forsaken Valblade if you survive. Also, keep an eye out for job boards this season. They're all over the place, but there's a chance one of them could give you a supply drop quest. Once it lands, open it up, and it'll straight up give you 1,000 gold out of nowhere. It's amazing. Speaking of gold, you might have been wondering, what happened to Midas? We last saw him in the superhero season, and I guess he gave up on all of that because in Chapter 7, he has now turned to acting. Judging from these billboards all over the map, he has become a full-on celebrity cook and has his very own TV show called The Golden Chef with a lot of seasons. Oh, I guess we finally know why he had his own secret restaurant all the way back in Chapter 3. And while everyone's been freaking out over Marty McFly being in the game, they've mostly been focused on his amazing kicks and how they have this self-tying sneakers from the film. But what everyone's failed to realize is these are the first kicks ever to have their own built-in emote. People have also been focusing on all of the new UI designs and the satisfying hit marker, not realizing that Fortnite just secretly added a new kill streak effect. If you get a double, triple, or a quad kill, it pops up a special animation. One of my favorite parts of the Chapter 7 map is just how many mysterious areas there are. Like, there are strange places you would never know about, like when you jump in this porta potty and end up in a weird cave full of plushies. Like, what is this place? Although you could probably guess why the desert is full of cameras. Basically, everywhere you look, if you get a little too close to a cactus, you'll realize it's more than just a plant. It's got hidden cameras inside of it stalking your every move. But the best part is, farming these will actually give you metal. But let's circle back to Wonkyland. When I said they went all out, I meant it, because this is a fully working theme park. Not only does it have the headlining roller coaster with a healing splash pool, but you'll also find a huge slide, a lazy river with actual rafts you can throw down and ride on, and a Ferris wheel which you can hang on to and redeploy from. And if you're wondering who works at Wonkyland, well, we know who the janitor is at least. Looks like that Bob Jonesy needed a day job, and now he's playing Wonky as a mascot, and you can only discover this when you look at the skin's edit style. And yes, he even has a mop emote. Not the only fun place to visit on the map, because you haven't seen the basement yet. Head to this unassuming garage right in the middle of the mountain region, and you'll find 2 different staircases leading downstairs. Depending on which one you choose, you'll be locked to that side of the room and can even see players on the other side of this indestructible window. Make sure to take advantage of the fact that you can't fight and follow the instructions, which is just emote, because if you dance together at the same time, you'll be rewarded with a bunch of loot from the cannons. Now, the most shocking part of the season had to be this. R.I.P. Mr. Bus Driver. And yes, even the lobby is the remains of the bus. But did you know you can find this for yourself at Riptides? Don't worry though, it's not gonna last for much longer. Right now, every chest you open has a chance of dropping bus parts, and the quest asks you to look for wheels too. That's because we are all working together to rebuild it and bring back our iconic bus within days. For now, I guess we're relying on the Inno Loop to get around, and honestly, you gotta pay attention when you're underground like this. Turns out if the place you want to go to is in the storm, the buttons will turn red, warning you it is unsafe to travel in this direction. And that's not the only help the particle accelerator gives. Every 45 seconds, an alarm will sound, and you'll watch as the tech blasts a wave of energy down the tunnel. Well, it turns out each time you're hit by this, you'll gain shield, slowly granting 5 a second up to a max of 50. But if you're playing build mode, this free shield comes at a cost, because those constant energy shockwaves will destroy your builds. While you're exploring these tunnels, you'll also start to hear a chest. There's usually 2 in the tunnel, but you're not going insane. There's definitely a 3rd down here somewhere, and it's behind this locked door. So what's the secret way to open it? Well, travel through the Inno Loop enough times, and you'll make it unstable, causing this element to pop out. Even the description doesn't tell you what it does, but if you take it back to the door now, you'll be able to unlock it, giving you a guaranteed rare chest. And that's not the only cool feature that no one's appreciating. By now, you probably picked up an enemy or a teammate and realized Ragdoll is now in Fortnite. It's actually hilarious. Even the devs admitted they had too much fun playtesting this, but it goes further, because while you're down, you can choose to roll away from bullets, giving you a better chance of surviving until your friends pull up with the reboot van. Especially now that it sounds and looks like an ambulance. When boosting, the lights and sirens come on, really making you feel like you're saving the day. But here's where it gets amazing. If you rush into the battle to pick up your teammate, you could just throw them in the back of the ambulance and drive away. Not only do they get automatically revived by the van, they get moved into the passenger seat for extra safety. I love it. I also love the attention to detail around the map, like how all of the public dirt roads leading to Area 51 are covered with fake cows. Now go even further down one of these roads and you'll find a ton of cameras above a giant bush, like totally not suspicious at all. Well, if you simply walk through the bush, you'll find a secret room with plenty of slurp barrels and heals, along with a zip line to take you further into the POI. So this place is full of secrets, not just hidden areas, but also important signs. Look carefully around the base and you'll run into signs like this, which is "It is watching," showing a giant ghost type figure with one huge eye. I'll admit, it seems pretty weird at first, but players have started to theorize that this is the Nothing. We've seen it teased before in TVs with the same eye, and now it's back. If you're still doubtful, check out this other sign featuring the same eye, and instead of telling you there's nothing to see here, it actually means the Nothing is the see here. Speaking of mysteries, if you look at Dark Voyager's second page, you'll quickly realize he doesn't just have the golden cube in his possession, his back bling is Blevin. It's the same blue cube that sacrificed himself all those years ago. Now, I'm still reeling with excitement from the 0-hour event. It was so good, and while I'll break down all the Easter eggs in a future video, I just had to mention one detail that most players overlooked. Homer played a big role in the event, and even though most of his time was spent staring at the Dark Presence and throwing a single rock at him, there was one point he did this. That's right, it's his signature move.
Ah, shit! Ah.
Back to this season, most people have been avoiding the hot air balloons because they're very, very slow. But honestly, you could just use this as easy glider redeploys instead. Turns out anytime you jump off one, you'll get a free glider, so you're not stranded up here waiting for the next station. Another key detail to look out for is when you run out of ammo. You won't be taken by surprise anymore because after years, Fortnite has finally made it easy to see what guns are empty at a glance. It is so much better. While you're looking in your hotbar, check out the brand new grenade designs. Not only do they look more realistic, but they even drew the word "C" on there with a nice smiley face. But they're still not as destructive as drinking from the water at Latte Landing. Like, who am I kidding? No one here clearly drinks water because their whole sewage system is full of coffee cups getting dumped straight into the ocean. It's a tiny detail on the side of a cliff which barely anyone would spot. Although it's easier to see Big Dylan Brought's next venture. Over at Battlewood, you can enter a brand new bakery called Pastry Boys, and I guess it's a more respectable business than gambling and crypto. But these guys, they're really just doing anything at this point. An even more famous recurring character has to be the Coral Buddies. These guys always seem to stick around, and you can find them at Battlewood Snake Run, along with one on top of this classic statue at Area 51. Going back even further, we have the true OGs, the Gnomes. They're all over the place, but you'll also find them on the top of this mountain chilling out. Not gonna lie, what do these guys even do anymore? Where were you at 0 hour when we needed you the most? One of the most useful secrets this entire chapter is another buff to down teammates. Did you know you can officially pick up your friends, throw them at a car, and they'll automatically become a passenger? Thank you, Epic. This is such a good quality of life change. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.